All right, we are live on the internet. Thanks everybody for coming out. I've caught some heat recently over my meeting locations, whether we're in or out. I think I'm probably in the right location tonight. We're all in the shade, I think. So thanks everybody for coming out. It's June. We did not meet last month. There's a holiday that Monday, so welcome to June. It's almost July. Can't believe we're already halfway through the year. We're going to talk a smidge about weather. It's real hot. Stay close to water. You're doing a good job with the gallon jug there. Just remember, as you continue to add to your bar tab, to A, there's a water jug over there, but B, tip your bartender. Thanks so much for Southside Garage for having us out. Wayne, where you at? High pressure Wayne. He's got food in his mouth. He's hydrating. Wayne's our official membership pusher at the moment. And he's busy right now, so I'm going to do it for him. Well, no. Oh, okay, he's easy tonight. So I'm just going to make the plug and say everybody needs the Sorba app in their life. It has made our job easy as far as tracking memberships. It has made your life better by not only making it easy to join us and other multiple clubs, but there are a ton of different member benefits on here, including Scott Smith right over there, Tennessee Valley Bikes. He does not have a wheel to spin over there, but he's got a discount. What is it? Let's look it up real quick. 10% off parts and accessories and 15% off that hat that you're wearing right there. TVB merchandise. Fantastic. Wow. I mean, you can pay for your membership like that. Just blink of an eye, and your $39 membership has been saved all across town, including up at Norris at Clinch Valley Brewing. Use it up there after your ride. So that's the membership push. I am a proud member of AMBC, and you should be too. All right, on to recaps. So we didn't meet last month, but we've been busy in May and June. The first weekend in May was an abysmal rainy weekend that was also the same weekend as Outlandish, the first adventure festival for Knoxville in a number of years. It was damp, to say the least. I did realize that last Thursday I was actually more wet than I was at Outlandish, but I was not in a swimming pool. I was on a hike with Philip, and I had water everywhere on my body, inside my ears. I had never taken a hike that I was that wet before, but that's what happens when you hike in a pouring down rain. But nonetheless, Outlandish was a good first attempt for Knoxville to have an adventure festival. We had a great time over there. Dave emceed Whip Off. There are a ton of other events over there at IMS. It is on for next year again, first weekend in May. So just put that on your calendar. There's gonna be a redo next year. So it should be fun again. The weekend after that, we were actually over in Brevard for the Sorba Summit, and very well attended summit. Phil, how many people came out for that? 195 Sorba friends. That's incredible. Good job. You know, one of those Sorba friends is here tonight, and she just said my name, and this person doesn't like when she's given credit for what she does, but Mary Beth Tugwell actually won the prestigious honor and a jersey and $500 for our club for being the Volunteer of the Year. I would like, yeah. Very good. She requested a little bit of time to talk, but I told her we are jammed packed with this agenda. It is, and so I said sorry, can't do it this time. Maybe next time. This club wouldn't exist for a number of our volunteers, and one of those volunteers would be Mary Beth Tugwell. All of us are forever in debt to her for what she does for this club. Thank you, Mary Beth. Back to work. We also had a great time on a wet weekend at Big South Fork. So National Trails Weekend, first weekend in June, we will do that as long as Joe will have us up there. Look, there's Jeff right over there. So we're going to continue to do that. Joe Cross is very thankful. He and his crew up there really do value the fact that we get up there and bring 30-plus people for a few hours to help them on the trails at Big South Fork. So he wanted to extend a thank you, and I just wanted to say it was a great weekend. Also, I wanted to thank him for providing lunch. I wanted to thank Creature Comforts for providing beverages for the weekend. And I also wanted to thank Harper's Bike Shop for providing the protein for the potluck on Saturday night. It was delicious. And so big thanks to everybody that made that workday possible. In coordination with that, there were a number of different rides that went off. I know Social Ride had a ride on Saturday. I led an epic-ish, I think the least epic ride I've ever been on. I've ever led, sorry, not a least epic ride. I was lucky to be there, Scott. I'm looking at Scott right now. I did make it through that ride, but it was touch and go, I will say. But we did get to run down to Chair Creek Lodge that day and had lunch with Greg, who was holding his grandbaby. So congratulations to Greg. And his daughter was getting married down there at Chair Creek. If anybody in the room hasn't been to Chair Creek Lodge, you owe it to yourself to make a reservation. Or at least call down there or send them a message ahead of time and get a lunch prepared. It's a really cool backcountry lodge at Big South Fork that you should go visit. So I thanked everybody for that one. The Joyride also went off without a hitch. A number of folks joined that ride, Grand Gap, John Muir, I believe. I saw a photo of that up online thanks to Mary Beth the other day. And lastly, last Friday, Philip and I and Madison were up at Wildside for their Wildside camp. And so if anybody, I know we talked about them back in May. They've opened up all their trail network at this point for the season. They've got shuttle and pedal options. Go visit. It's well worth it. I think the pro tip with Wildside is that their ice cream sandwiches in the gift store. Back right, you're welcome. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Upcoming events. As I wipe sweat from my face, I'm saying there are no work parties this month, and I'm okay with that. We're going to leave that to the pros back there. Dave is going through multiple changes of clothes every day. So is Jessica. So it's good that they can dress in layers and hopefully are hydrating properly. Scott Smith, you want to come talk about steamers? Not Stanley steamer, the summer steamer. Did you pick the right week? You may be off.
Hi, my name's Scott Smith. I own Tennessee Valley Bikes, and we are hosting a ride in a few weeks. We call it the Summer Steamer. It's on July 13th. This is the second year we're going to be doing it. The inspiration for it is a ride that my friend Mike does in Gainesville, Florida, where they ride all the trails in Gainesville. And so we're not going to ride like all the trails in Knoxville, and this year we're actually doing 2 routes, but that's the inspiration. You can go down to Gainesville, Florida and see Good Mike at Good Bike for his summer steamer. We're doing one too, but there's a 33-mile option roughly and a 56-mile option. And you can do it on a regular bike, you can do it on an e-bike. You don't have to do it at all. You can just sign up and start and go to get a frozen margarita and like come back and get your food. It's like, it is not a race. It is very low pressure to do anything. There are 2 aid stations. If you sign up in the next, I don't know, week or so, we'll get you a t-shirt. If you sign up later than that, you might still get a t-shirt, but the chances like really go down. It's pretty cheap. It's like as cheap as we can make it. What am I forgetting? You can send a drop bag to an aid station, any size. Two drop bags. How do you sign up? That's a good question. You can go to Bike Reg. It's on Bike Reg. You can go to TennesseeValleyBikes.com or TNValleyBikes.com. You'll find a link there, which will take you to another part of the World Wide Web. And then you'll give them a bunch of personal information, including your credit card number, and then you'll be signed up. So you guys know how that all works.
Thanks, Scott.
Anything else? That's it.
It's July the 13th.
Yeah. It does seem like tomorrow might actually be the hottest day of the year, so maybe it won't be so bad.
Maybe it won't be so bad. Yeah, I looked through the registration and all the information, and I saw the 33-mile option, I believe. And it looked interesting to me. The routes are all published. It also says you don't need to do the route. But nonetheless, yeah. Oh, it should be fun. All right, Joyride. They've got stuff going on this month and next month. Maddie, what's going on?
Hey everybody, I'm Maddie. So for Joyride, we had the Big South Fork ride already happened. We had 11 ladies come out for that, which was awesome. This Thursday at 6 p.m. is one of our South Loop Summer Session series. So for the South Loop Summer Session series, the series is targeted for beginner plus riders. We're doing small sections of the South Loop, sessioning them about 3 to 5 miles each ride. And then in September, with the rest of Joyride, we're going to pair together the whole South Loop. So this Thursday at 6 p.m., we're going to meet at Anderson School and do Hasty, Sydney Bell, and Shadow Run. That ride is up on the Ticket Tailor if you just Google Joyride Ticket Tailor. Anderson School. So you do have to sign up. It's completely free. That'll be ride number 3. We will look into that. So Lost Chromosome had to be canceled. That was last month. Was canceled due to all the wet weather. Cool. So yes, if you sign up, you'll get the alerts, especially if we do have to change because of the weather. So each month it's going to be the second to last Thursday. If it rains, we'll have to push it to the last Thursday. We'll be doing this again in July and August. So again, second to last Thursday, you can sign up at the Ticket Tailor. And then in July, Sunday, July 13th, we're going to go to Wildside. We'll meet there at 10 a.m. We have 20 pedal passes reserved. So I would sign up as soon as possible because that is going really fast. If you can't get a free pedal pass, we have a wait list. And if you can't end up getting a free ticket with us, you can still come. And the shuttle and any rentals are an additional cost. But basically, we'll do a few laps at Wildside together as a group, and then you're welcome to go explore on your own if you like. We do have more events coming up this year. It's all on the AMBC Joyride website. And I will mention, going back to the Sorba app, I'm Sorba's membership director. If you all have any questions about your membership, how to sign up on the app, how to access your member benefits, just let me know. I'll hang out after this meeting.
Thank you so much. All right, Social Ride has been active. Brian Hand, you want to speak on behalf of Social Ride, or you want me to? Yeah, come on up here.
I'll talk. I don't know any dates things happen. When are they?
First and third.
First and third
First Tuesday, third Tuesday.
of the month.
Wow.
Huh? Amanda texts me. So, Amanda, Missy, Philip, Matthew, Wayne, we all kind of come out and lead. No, Carter quit. Thanks, though, for coming last week. It's good. Yeah, it's fun. It's just a great mix of people. Anybody wants to come out and have a good time. It's no drop. We spread out the leaders to where there's a sweep. We have had everything from, how old's Lewis? 4.5-year-old on a, what's that thing called? Shotgun seat to Murphy Dinkins was pedaling.
That's a pretty wide.
Yeah, and no drop. And since I forgot stuff at the van, I had to go back and I think Amanda's older than me. So anyway, it's a good time. I encourage anybody to come out that wants to have a super chill ride. What?
You're doing great.
Anyway, we are looking for more leaders, though, that might want to carry this torch. So it's good. I really enjoy it.
I'd like to mention that the first Tuesday, which is coming up, IMS is doing a tie-dye party. Huh? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I stole Brian's thunder. It was the finale. It was the fireworks. So the fireworks are that IMS is setting up a tie-dye station. We will have a few white AMBC shirts. They'll be the baseball shirts that you can purchase on site. They will be $10 a shirt if you wish to buy them. We'll have them in a myriad of sizes that you can buy that night. Or you can bring whatever you want to tie-dye, whether that be some sweatpants or a bandana. We don't care. Trail hazard. Yeah, come on up, Brian. Brian has a trail hazard he'd like to talk about.
One more thing. Some of y'all may know that lower chainring on chainring loop is always a muddy mess because it's right along the creek. Well, there's been some work going on there, and the trail builder took 3 machines into the woods and 0 came out. And one of them is stuck in the middle of the trail right now. So just, this certain trail builder has a history of damaging machines. And so what we're doing is raising the tread up.
What we're doing? Okay.
And, this company,
Yeah.
this entity. And it's almost done. It's, I'd say 90% of the wet areas have been fixed.
Awesome.
But the machines are dead in the middle. Thank you.
All right. So that's just one of the examples of the 25 private landowners that we get the pleasure of working with, and you had the pleasure of recreating on their private lands. And that's a pretty good segue into our chat quickly on public lands that are now at risk during this this moment in history. So we've shared a number of things on our social media channels about public lands. The Senate right now is reviewing a number of things, but one of which is the potential to allow for some public lands to be liquidated, if you will. And so if you've ever ridden out west, most all of these lands are west of the Mississippi, but they're national forests, BLM lands, and the like. If that is something that is of concern to you, I would get some additional knowledge from either the link that we're going to put out, or SORBA, or Outdoor Alliance, or IMBA. We've shared IMBA and SORBA so far, but it is of concern to myself, and I think that a lot of folks that enjoy trails and public spaces should consider writing a note quickly through either Outdoor Alliance or SORBA or whatnot. A note to your senator, just make it a little bit personal, and hit go, and give your representative some feedback. Next up, AYC update. You guys have been rained out. You mentioned at the board meeting, but I'm sure you're back at it now that it's warm. Absolutely.
Yeah. So Chris Joyce, head coach, AYC, Appalachian Youth Cycling. So we're out doing our darndest to have fun in the summertime. Everybody's hanging in there, and we have our Monday and Thursday rides going on. The Monday one out west is, it's got kind of a 25% success rate recently, but we're doing everything we can to be good stewards for the trails. so that we're passing on the good vibes, but we're riding when we can. And our Thursday, we do really well because we bounce around and we'll go over and we'll ride Sharps as our secondary location. And coming up, what we're trying to do is that we're going to hold rides, whether it be rain or mud. We will hold rides, let's call them get-togethers. But just so that we have that consistency, because there's a lot to talk about and a lot of camaraderie there that surrounds the bikes, and with the regularity, have a lot of fun out there. So the one thing coming up that I talked about before, and imagine that it got rained out, that was the Knox Bike Racing Wednesday race, where it's AYC is sponsoring it, and we are also helping juniors race for free. So if you have a junior who's curious about racing bikes, riding bikes, they can come out and race completely free. And the race has gotten moved to the 2nd of July at Meads Quarry. So keep an eye out for that, and come out and play and meet the AYC coaches. We'll all be there. Maybe some pizza, maybe hanging out. So
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. All right, now I'm going to invite Dave Williams up. This is Dave Williams, part of AMBC's trail crew, not associated with the construction project mentioned earlier, but he's going to stand in the shade and talk about what they've been up to the last month and a half.
All right, what's up? I've been trying to remember what we did in May because that seems like it was forever ago. We did Sorba Summit, chainsaw class. It was great. You guys did a great job with that event. Went really well. We learned some things. Jessica got some saw time, picked up some good experience that we then put to use throughout May because we cut 43 trees off the trails in May alone with the storms. Yeah. In between, trying to trim back all the overgrowth that's coming in now, hot and heavy. So we're trying to keep up as best we can. Trimming every day we get a chance. We got a little bit of work with IMS coming up. What else we've been doing? We touched up Devil's Racetrack the other day. We did a little bit of work at IC King. We're over at Concord doing some touch-up, trying to get some drainage right. We've been bouncing around trying to cover all the bases and do as much as we can when right now it feels like everything's happening. It's like everything's growing so fast, like we don't even know if we can trim it well enough. But we're trying to keep up with that as well as everything else and keep it draining. So especially like the last few weeks when it was raining every 3 days, like to still get a ride in between. So actually everything over at Baker Creek and everywhere looks good. So appreciate y'all riding at Sharps and Loiston and stuff and taking a break from all the mud stuff over the past few weeks with all the rain. But we're trying to keep up.
Awesome. Thank you very much. We are lucky to have a crew that works 5 days a week on our behalf. So yet another good reason to be a member. All right, I've got 2 more things on my list. Number 1. This is a touchy mic tonight. On this table, you may see groceries. They're not actually groceries. So we went through all of our stock at the warehouse and started grabbing items that we had onesie-twosies of. And it ends up we had quite a bit of items that were sort of last year's or we had too many things of it. We've got AMBC grab bags now that are available in person tonight, but also on our site. So ambcknox.org, there's a store tab up in the top right. So you can order up a grab bag, a mystery grab bag that Jessica's put together. They're $20 a bag. You can pick them up tonight in person or at the warehouse, or heck, we can ship it to you if you really have to have it that bad. But it is at least a $40 value, at least $40. So 50% off. You got a grab bag. We've got all sorts of good stuff. I know there's some long sleeve, there's some jerseys, there's all sorts of good stuff that could be in the bags. So, nonetheless, that's on our website. Make sure to pick up 1 or 2, or just 0 returns, Wayne. Thank you for asking. We'll consider exchanges for sizes, though. We can absolutely take card, Venmo, cash, check. We don't do Bitcoin. No good vibes, no trail karma. if anybody has anything else, they're more than welcome to holler before I say the last thing and sign off. But, oh, look at Doug over there. He's like, well, I told you I wanted to talk a little bit tonight, Matt. Doug Battelle, come on up. So Doug is the current president of CVTA, of which I am also a member of, and everybody's Tennessee Sorber rep. Tell us more.
Well, can I give a little plug for Hall Ridge first, real quick? No, I can't. Can I do this? Okay, just a real
What's going on out there?
work is going on out there. I do want to give you a quick update at Hall Ridge. Though we put in a bunch of new toys at Little Skittle, our little kids track this weekend, and Sean Leaders out there building a new green trail, which is a rare and endangered species at Hall Ridge. So we're trying to re-implement them into Hall Ridge. So a half-mile of green trail next to the really gnarly soccer trail. So it'll be a nice option to finish your ride on. But Sean is also building a small jump line for us, everything from like 3 feet to 6 feet. So those are about ready to go in. So it'll be a nice addition, another local place to hang out and do some fun things on bikes. But yeah, the thing I really want to talk about though is some of you may have heard about this, but maybe not. There's a project going on that I've kind of been pulled into with Doug Ferguson. A lot of you probably know Doug, pretty big rider in the area. But in Oneida, there's a rail trail project that's a 41-mile track, totally intact. It's owned fee simple by the railroad. They're looking to divest themselves of it. And the state is very interested. The town of Oneida is very interested. As always with these things, there's also opposition to it. And a lot of it's just education, the people understanding how good this could be for that community. This is longer by 10 miles than Virginia Creeper. So you think about that, about an hour from where we are right now, to have a trail that you could ride, 41 miles at about an average, probably 3% grade. And I'm like, I could ride this thing when I'm 90, but I don't want to be 90 before it's done. So, but it's a really cool trail. Obviously adaptive biking, it would be awesome too, just to get on there and do miles and ride. You could connect it, with some roads into Big South Fork. It goes almost to Frozen Head. So it's got just enormous potential. So if you have friends, family, distant cousins, third cousins removed twice or something like that, I don't know. But, if you got anybody up in the Oneida area, just talk positively about it. That's really what we need. We're also at some point in the future going to do a ride up there. So what's cool is the railroad company has had to remove all the ties and all the rails and leave a graded bed. So pretty much fix some of the trestles, put up some railings, top dresses with stone, and it's ready to go. It'd be an incredible asset for East Tennessee and a real destination. And that's what a lot of the local folks that have never seen this before don't understand what a good thing this would be for the community. So it's a great project. Support it. Like I say, if you know anybody up there, just talk positive. We'll do this ride somewhere in the future. We're going to do a ride up there. It'll definitely be a fat tire ride because it's still big, railroad stand on the base. But I rode some of it, and it's really nice. Goes along a creek, goes along the river. So hopefully in the future, be a great project.
Yeah, thanks, Doug. Chris, what you got? Okay. Hartford, come talk about it.
How could I possibly forget? But it seems like it's come up really quick on us. The Hartford gravel grinder, the Hartford and Harderford, that we hold every year in Hartford, Tennessee, is just 7 weeks away, I believe. So please have a look, sign up, check it out. We all know that the Hartford community and that whole I-40 corridor got hit really bad with Helene, where it got shut down. That does not mean there's not going to be a race. Doesn't mean there's still not fantastic gravel and a community that seriously needs the support. So we'd love to have everybody out there. We are going to have the race. It's going to be a little different. So it's going to be a special edition. You'll go to all your favorite places and maybe some curious ones on the way there. So we're going to make it extra special. But we look forward to seeing all of our friends. Knoxville community always has been fantastic supporting Hartford. So August 3rd, we're going to be there. So.
Rapid Expeditions? Rapid Expeditions. All right. And a link is on our Facebook feed for this evening. All right, we're going to wrap things up this evening. This is the last discount code of the night. If you go talk to the bartenders, they'll give you 25 cents off an ice cream cone here tonight. We will see you next month, July 26th, right here. Thanks so much for coming out.